Because I've got daughters, and that'll be the case till they're 42. That's what parents are like. Well, all of them, especially dads with their daughters. We're overprotective. I know that, I get that. It's me. Not gonna, I'm not proud of it, but I'm also not going to change. The one thing that we may not consider all the time is, what does the actual social media show? How does it portray you these days? Is there anybody out there pretending to be you? Grab your profile image, just that image, get it, put it into Google Images and check. Is it on other websites? You can't just do that with your own pictures, but you can do it with a current profile picture. You can do these things. So we need to know and ask about what they're doing. Online content that may be illegal, what are they doing? Logging out, we don't log out, do we? Most of you in here, you all are old enough to remember all those dial-up connections, disconnect. We don't do it anymore, we leave it on. Why not? Why, we won't do it because we're lazy, kids don't do it, so they don't even bother. But imagine that means a computer like this in the bedroom, on permanently, even in sleep mode, which means the webcam will work. If it's got the virus, it's recording 24/7. So what I tell you, just shut it down. Shut down your phone, shut down your iPod. Every time, and the IT guys, you know that if you shut it down and start it up, most, nearly all now, do a self-diagnostic check of some sort. Brilliant, keeps it healthy. Well, you tell that to the child that's got their new iPhone 7 or new Samsung 8. Oh yeah, I want to keep it. Well, do that. When's the best time to turn it off? Oh, at night time. Yay! That sort of thing. So they might fall into that. Not all. Because their previous life, it's all been these. They've all got these. There is the child. There used to be the dad's drawer. The dad didn't know. It's the child's internet drawer, the old device. How many iPods? Who can beat 6 iPods at home? Anybody beat 6? Oh, look at that. Yeah. And I decided to do a factory resetting all of them. I've just done this. Do you want one? No, thanks. I've got Spotify. They don't need the iPods anymore. But they've got internet access there if you want it. So we can't throw a device away. It'll be there. And of course the future, or the now, is Snapchat spectacles. There's the camera. The Google spectacles that can use facial recognition to find out who you are. Internet watches, like we saw on the picture. UCL, University College London, 15-year-old robot that allows remote presence, that you can actually use your webcam and microphone, walk to the lecture theatre, stand there and like that, do a lecture and shake hands. And you've got, of course, in Japan, the wonderful hotel concierge who will check you in and she'll look at you, do a facial imagery capture and say, hello, Mr. Taylor, through social media. Beautiful. I want a driverless car. Not because I'm lazy. But I'm not a geek, but I love all that. Who's seen the 2-man drone in Dubai? Who wants to be in it? I can't wait. I love technology. I'm just too old. I'd love to come back at 15. Wouldn't you? Just go into 15. What's there? How many mobile phones are going in the next 3, 4? What's coming? I can't wait. Is it Star Trek? And you hit something on your chest and you speak? I don't know. Unfortunately, Facebook, again, going back to the other side of it, things like that, they came out in 2013, we can use the content anyway. Well, that includes Instagram and WhatsApp, guys. Is it dangerous? Well, awareness is key here. But of course, as I said with the Android, this synchronization does still exist if you've got an Android device. They've taken out that word as out of data. If you've got an Android device, if you go into this is synchronization rather than backup. It just means it's grabbing all your details and putting it and attaching it to the Gmail account. Google are and have a license to go into, because we all read, don't we, terms and conditions, don't we? Yeah, we all read that. We go, yeah, of course you can have where I live. But that's what it's all written there, what they do. And of course, Google will then grab it all, place it onto its server. What's interesting, some of you may be aware, especially my wonderful IT people, that when Android is Google, and when they have the most popular phone in America for anybody under the age of 15, it's an Android, it's cheaper, more apps. So that means people under 13 as well. So Google realised, this is about 4 years ago, they realised they were getting all this information of under 13s. Well, that's illegal. That's why Facebook, there's this thing called the COPPA, C-O-P-P-A, which is the Computer Online Privacy Protection Act, which states that no company can retain any information, whether physical or electronic, of anybody under the age of 13. So that's why Facebook is, etc. Right? But Google, hang on a minute, Google said, well, look what we are getting something we can see or hear or read. What do they do? They put it on a barge on the sea. Why is it on the sea? International waters. Maritime law. Now they're not committing an offence. That's the Google survey, or one of them. 3 now. They're not doing anything illegal. That's why it's very difficult to legislate against companies. Then software, as my IT friends will know, we've got Photo DNA created by Microsoft that allows you to be quite specific about the search on one individual, been around some years. So these big 3 servers are huge, and they've got all this information. So it doesn't become too difficult to actually identify an individual, which you now start to see why cyber vetting has a place.
Oh, hi, Adriana. What's her name?
Joanna.
What was her name?
Alex.
Alex. Okay, Johnny?
If you like our Facebook page, we give you a free hot drink and a free pastry.
We have a new line for Damien. We have a new line for Damien.
That'd be fine. Hi there, can I help?
Yeah, I just liked your Facebook page.
Okay, I'll search Facebook.
I'm searching Google.
Have a phone number.
I've got his email address.
Okay, Carly, are you ready?
For information on Damien,
Yep, yeah.
mother's maiden name is he banks with
What's her name? Nicholas.
Nicholas. His date of birth, 7th of May. She lives at 38A.
Just be a couple of seconds.
2 children, aged 4 and the previous address is on photos.
Yeah, got it. Damien, age 26, and a fitness instructor.
How do you know that?
Brody goes to UCL, Martin went to South Thames College, assistant psychologist at Great Ormond Street. How did you know?
So next time you get your free whatever, you might have that panic attack. Yeah, well, that just shows how easy it is to create the link and they can look into it. Anyway, that's a physical search by, you know, that's HSBC's, a wonderful that came out last year, and it highlights the ease of which and the amount of data. Don't forget, those people they could have private accounts. Privacy settings are pretty good and should be set. Doesn't mean you're private, which is exactly what they showed 2 nights ago. Privacy settings don't actually mean you're that private. So, be aware. But then it comes down to, unfortunately, should we say the sinister part, which, you know, that's why Tammy's very, very gracious that I try to make it entertaining, because there are these issues. So it comes down to contacts, because you will have heard of things like grooming. Grooming, sexual grooming. Yeah, I did that. I was groomed for 8 years of my life. I can be groomed within 7 seconds. I do that a lot. I work with the BBC, ITV and Sky, and every now and again I'll go online and I'll be groomed. Just to show, they just thought, well, I can't believe it. It doesn't change. So when you start to look at things like contact, even in games like, in gaming, things like Twitch, which is quite addictive. I don't know whether there's any gamers here who can vouch for that. Or then the games that are 18 plus. But you are going to hear and see things that are very nice. So that's why they have the PEGI of 18 plus. That's the Pan-European Gaming Instructions. But then you start to look at issues or possibilities or case studies like Brett Bednar. Now, some of you may have seen the documentary on Brett, 14-year-old boy. I'm sorry, this is his mother who I work with quite a lot.
With the documentary, I hope that people will understand more signs of grooming, the warning signs, what to look for with the manipulation and control. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what grooming is, and it's an important message that boys can be groomed just as well as girls. And that is,
I can send it all as a wonderful documentary, but it's a very sad outcome. Lauren and I, we do a lot of conferences now because she's a victim. She's a mother whose 14-year-old boy was murdered. He was playing games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, but using TeamSpeak, and what she mentions there, going into my world of what is the methodology, the online methodology of a predator. Doesn't matter whether it's sexual, physical, emotional, doesn't matter. It'd be the same way. Well, what do you do? Well, you go to an area like gaming, or you go to social media. Why? Well, that's where your prey, that's where your victims are. If you want to target 14, 15, 16-year-old boys or girls, it's quite easy to do that. Very easy. You can be quite selective. It's not ever really going to change, but it's that easy to do. And before anybody, I'm sure some of you are sitting there saying, I'd love to ask him, has the internet created monsters? No, it hasn't. It just facilitates their offending. But what has been very surprising over the past 5, 6, 7 years is how young some of the offenders can be. This case study here, Brett was online to Lewis Danes, who was aged 19. He was using TeamSpeak, so the methodology is exactly that. Lewis Danes is in gaming, starts to meet an individual, but then takes the individual to what's called a direct messaging service to allow for the one-to-one control. The word that you'll always hear when it comes down to predatorial type behaviour. The control here is in TeamSpeak, very similar to Skype. You've got WhatsApp, you've got WeChat, you've got Viber, you've got Tango, you've got Uvu, you've got many guys. And it was Lewis who told him to download and install TeamSpeak. Brett went, I'm being groomed. Told his mum, I'm being groomed. She said, what do you mean? Well, look at this, all these broken promises. You can't do this, can you? So she went to the police in Surrey. And Surrey police said, yeah, no, you're right, it's being groomed. But nothing we can do about it. There's no legislation. And there isn't. There is for sexual grooming under the 2003 Sexual Offences Act. So the police actually use those horrible words that the police do use and said, we can't do anything until something happens. So, but Mrs. Lefebvre, her name is, Breck is 14, why is he playing games for 18-year-olds? So she went home and he stopped playing the games. But Breck, nice chap.